there has to be spiritual behind this for her.
This is evil, and if it is true, even the way it is being handled is evil.
Yeah.
So if it's wrong, it's evil. If it's right, the way it's being handled is evil.
Yeah.
So either way, it's evil.
Candace Owens. She's like, man, she's just the Jezebel we can't get away from lately. She had a lot of fun stuff to say this week. She's really starting to attack pastors and get into the Christian lane, I think, adjacent to the Charlie Kirk world. And she had a challenge on Saturday going into the weekend. Pastor challenge. Tomorrow is Sunday. I challenge you to get through an entire sermon without mentioning me or Tucker Carlson.
I nailed it.
You nailed it.
Landed the dismount. Yeah. She's
like pretty self-consistent.
Yeah, her husband literally needs to get her in and get a psych eval. And I say that not, mean-spirited. Like, honestly, like if I was your pastor and you were in my church, I'd be like, please get her in for a psych eval and cancel your internet subscription. Like, just give us all a favor, do us all a solid.
Yeah. She's getting pretty crazy, and then I'm not even sure Tucker Carlson wants to be looped in with her as much as she's aligning with. But then today it took a bit of a turn. She tweeted this. I'll read it to you. I received information last night that put the final pieces together for me. I now can say with full confidence I believe Charlie Kirk was betrayed by the leadership of Turning Point USA and some of the very people who eulogized him on stage. Yes, I will be naming names and providing evidence for my claims, and I'm making a personal plea to every well-meaning person who donated to this God-forsaken organization to request a refund. You were lied to, and leadership knew.
First of all, if that is true, call the FBI, call the police, because you're talking about a murder.
Yeah.
And a murder should be reported to the authorities, not used as clickbait to advance your podcast.
Yep.
And if you really do care about somebody that you would call a departed friend, you would do all that you can to preserve an integrous investigation, not build your platform. Number two, if you have any evidence, that should be handed over to the authorities so that you're not obstructing the pursuit of justice and a decent case, for gosh sakes. In addition, this is, if not true, this is a crime because now you are obstructing business. If you have given money to the organization, probably TPUSA Faith, which is a charitable faith-based organization, please ask for a refund. Now you're obstructing nonprofit charitable business. That is a crime. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but if I was a lawyer, I would say, please give me this case because this is an intent to obstruct a nonprofit business. And so if not true, now you're into criminal activity. Now we're not just into, here's my opinion. Now we're into illegal activity, criminal activity, and to just overtly say that people in an organization that he founded and were his friends murdered him or were complicit in the murder of him, that is a wildly horrific claim to make. And so without sharing too much inside information, I mean, Andrew Colvett, who runs the show in Charlie's absence and was the co-host, when he was in college, I was his pastor and baptized him. We've stayed in, minor contact over the years and recently.
He changed your kids' diapers, he told me.
Sunday school.
He was, he was in the nursery.
He was in the nursery. And so, and we've gotten in more recent contact in recent years. He loves Jesus. He's a devout Christian. He's a husband and father. He is devastated at the loss of his brother and friend, absolutely devastated. And he and others, Erica included, are trying to lead an organization of people who absolutely loved Charlie. Knowing Charlie personally, I can tell you, off camera, off stage, he was a wonderfully enjoyable human being. He had a pastor's heart. He genuinely cared about people. He was gregarious. He was brilliant. He was a quick start mind. He was a one-in-a-generation leader. He's irreplaceable. He was genuinely likable. Like, I personally loved him. I have shed a bucket of tears. I miss him. I liked him. Like, if he wasn't Charlie freaking Kirk, I would still have a beer shoot pool and hang out with him. He was just a great guy. So the people who were around him, a lot of them, they didn't join the organization when it was at its zenith. They were there early on when everybody was broke and grinding and working hard and, had a dream. And so they grew up together and they grew up in the organization together. And in some regard, they're like cousins or brothers and sisters. And so for these people who they care deeply and they love. I mean, we went there after Charlie died and we prayed over some of the staff and handed out Bibles, and they're at their desk and they're weeping and they're processing and they're mourning and they're in shock and they're dealing with all of this. I mean, I've been, behind the curtain. I've been in the office, and then to hear like, and you guys I mean, it's like, it's so sick. It's so cruel. It's so unkind. It's so uncharitable. It's so untrue. And if true, it's so inappropriate for it to be dealt with in this way.
And if true, why? Like there hasn't risen up this figurehead of turning point that took over this giant organization. They're trying to figure it out. They're a bunch of godly people. The ones you referenced are godly men and women, and they're trying to figure it out. There isn't somebody that just stepped in, grabbed the mic, and is this powerful, influential leader. Why would this plot play out? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It makes sense that some demonic trans kid took a shot, didn't realize what he was doing, and was demonically influenced and took out the once in a generation leader.
Yeah.
That makes way more sense than his organization that was changing America to cannibalize itself.
Well, so he's the leader. So he's the one who is pulling the organization forward. He's the unifying factor. He's the income generator. He's the platform builder. Like, he's building the platform that you're all standing on and providing the revenue that you're all feeding your families by.
Paying your mortgage.
It's like this is insanity. But for me, I look at it pastorally. This is my 30th year as a senior pastor. These are human beings that are devastated. They are still in grieving and mourning. They are still working and grinding and processing. And what they're dealing with right now, they're getting ready for AmFest here in Phoenix, which is a massive event, minus their founder and leader and brother. And they are still grieving and processing. They're going to have to deal with massive media issues and massive security issues. And it's the holidays, and they're overwhelmed with work, and they're still in the midst of grief. And to say things like this and to do things like this, and then to create sort of a conspiratorial, spirit around them of craziness. It's like, these are human beings with spouses and kids and lives. And some of them now, they've got very serious personal security issues going into the biggest event they've ever had and the Christmas season.
Yeah, and she's adding to that. And it actually looks like her attack is very directed at Andrew Clovette, who is your friend. He tweeted today, "Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who act faithfully are in his delight." She immediately retweeted that and said, "You will be hoisted by this scripture."
And I'll just go on the record. I know him. He's great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And without oversharing, overstating, as a pastor, if you're going to say something like that for a man that I know, you better bring a boatload of evidence. And if it is true, you better bring it to the FBI. And if it is not true, they should lawyer up, and you should lose the ability to ever say anything publicly again for the rest of your life, because all you are is a person with a mental disorder and a microphone.
Yep. And for you, there's been some attacks on you in your life. True or false? She very much could bring safety issues, security issues, legitimate problems to Andrew's family.
To members of the organization, not only potentially, already has. because when you're crazy and you point at someone and say, they murdered, this person that you love, other crazy people believe that and they act upon that. And now you're taking safety away from a family that is innocent while you sit home behind a microphone cashing checks for disobeying one of the 10 Commandments and being a liar and saying, I'm a Christian. And it's like, stand before Jesus and give an account for all of that.
So that there has to be spiritual behind this for her.
This is evil. And if it is true, even the way it is being handled is evil.
Yeah.
So if it's wrong, it's evil. If it's right, the way it's being handled is evil.
Yeah.
So either way, it's evil.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. She really does seem to be obsessed. And I think a lot of pastors are right to rebuke her. And many have.
Yeah. And this is our show. This isn't my pulpit.
Yep.
I'm not in the pulpit. I'm teaching the Bible to help the people and point to Jesus. I mean, that's what the pulpit is. This isn't the pulpit.
Yeah, it's the Mark Driscoll show.
This is
Pastor Mark.
Yeah. So this is something different. But for those Christians, it's like, just focus on the gospel and be like, no, teach the Bible. The Bible talks about everything. And Jesus is here. He's Lord over everything, which means you get to talk about anything that his lordship is over. And since his lordship is over everyone and everything, you can talk about anything and anyone that is under the lordship of Christ, period.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Pastor Mark, and thank you for addressing it head on. I know you don't mind head-on collisions.
Yeah, well, it's just our family's had lies, safety issues, public slander and attacks, and it just pains me when children heading into Christmas maybe don't have a sense of safety in their own home because someone who claims to be a Christian is lying about their father. Mm-hmm. At a personal level, that profoundly bothers me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. And I think she's, I think there's some weird jealousy with Erica. And I mean, I don't know.
There's an obsession that is unhealthy.
Yeah, I think there's a jealousy and a belief that she maybe should be in a place that she's not in right now. And it's disgusting. So
thanks for watching this video. It's a great honor to help you learn the Bible. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and I promise you there'll be more to come.